Okay, so I wanted to extract some information out of weather API, right? So initially get some raw data, store it into something local like text file, JSON file, and then read it through extension. So in this context, I wanted to use Firefox, right? So I just tried this one out. So this is tomorrow.io, where you can get the free API. Already made few calls there, and I can get temperature and other basic stats, right? So what I will do, I will write PRD, one prompt, and also one of the code assistance for this, right? So I'll be using DeepSeek, and here is the PRD, also the prompt, code assistance, right? And here you can see these are all weather codes, so they will be read, and based on that status will be given. This is the directory structure and few weather PNGs. So I can search weather related icons in the meantime. So I will copy this PRD, and if we go into folder and then temp here, we will see with the widget, and I will try to open this folder. Right now here you can see cursor folder inside which I can use prd.md, also execution.md, and finally icon.py. So if you check the prd.md, this is the data I need for extension. I will be adding API key here, so I will just say tomorrow.io API key, right? No need to replace, just I will add it here along with tomorrow.io docs, right? So this is API key, this is docs, and everything else, right? So now it's the code part that I have to take. So I will pick from this particular location from code implementation, and let me cut up to this part, put it into implementation, right? Next is directory structure, and this is the prompt that we wanted. So I'll move this to notepad, right? And rest of the flow I want to keep it as is, right? Now icon.py, this is the file which would take data from one of the DeepSeek code, which would generate 3 or 4 types of icons. So I'll be using that. Now let me use PRD and also execution MD. Now what I will do is I will just go here, copy everything and paste it here. For some reason I am still in the save mode here, so we have to let it save. Right now what I can do in between is getting this particular API key. So we can go here and then paste it here. Tomorrow.io docs are listed here, right? So we can just get the required documentation through which it will search for everything. We will say things like read @prd.md and start executing the execution.md. Then we can go back to notepad, see what was our prompt. I have no clue why it's still pointing out to this data, so I can just create a bit of spacing, this, right, and then copy it in here, right. Finally, at the end of the project, use @icon py to generate placeholder icons for project, right. Simply hit enter and that should move the project ahead, right. It will also create the icons inside, but first it will execute the manifest file, right. We have also given some level of code assistance, so it won't be starting everything from zero, right. So it helps to basically consult multiple models and then use that for the design, right. As you can see, it has picked its default location, Boston. If you want to change that, you may have to use the longitude and latitude. You can also Google that for and then copy. Okay, so the extension is created, summary is also generated here. Let me go check in Firefox. So when you type in about debugging, you will find tab like this, then go to this Firefox and then click load temporary add-on. Now here I will choose the extension for folder, right, and then find manifest file, open that. Here we'll see there is one error, right. It says there was error to load, right. So we'll have to give this to cursor. So below error not allowing me to load extension, right. And now this should be fixed. So it has to make use of background worker as one of its data. So I will save this, then go into Firefox for loading temporary add-on. So manifest files, once loaded, it should look something like this. Now if I go back to any tab and then first enable the permissions, now after that I will just load. Here you see failed to load with the data, there is no other button. So I will just copy this and say extensions is, right. You will also add some browser console for this, considering it is more likely to have this data. Right, so I explained another workaround, you can even see, right. So extension to use local JSON file for weather data to avoid cost issues. We will create a sample weather data file, modify background script, then read format instead of making API calls, right. So it will get the data much better that way, right. So it will fetch, store it in, and then display only the required data. So it won't be like in Flash, just stored on regular basis. So we'll save this, go back here, close the console. Now here we have to remove it and then load again the manifest file, right. Now I will have to check for permissions. So I allow that and go to any other tab. Here you see failed to load other data. Currently we don't have any error, right. So it seems it is not showing the data, right. So the data continues to error says. Now if I go and manage the extension permissions minus the data continues to show something like this. Okay, so let me reload again, and if I check, now you see we got the default value for Boston. So our call did make sense. Now what is left right now is ability to change this location through code, or allow some form of search panel and ability to search through those locations. So once that is done, it will be for any city of your choice.